Hey, this is Meryl. Welcome back. We all know that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, right? It's the one that gets your metabolism going, gets your energy going, and it literally breaks the fast from you sleeping the night before. But it's also, I find, one of the ones that's easiest to let slide. So if you run out of time, you're in a hurry, you don't have things made ahead, it gets really, really easy to let that one go. I want to help you make easy make ahead breakfast so you can eliminate that excuse and you can just grab it and go. So today we're gonna do that. Before we get started, I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. So breakfast for me, I'm not a breakfast girl necessarily, but I do like a good breakfast, but it has to be really, really simple for me on most mornings for me to make that happen. So today we're gonna make some sheet pan pancakes. We're going to do some frozen yogurt pops, and we're also going to do make ahead breakfast sandwiches on an English muffin. None of these require your stove. Some of them require your oven, but I am super excited because they're fun. They feel a little decadent, and they also sometimes feel a little naughty. Like the yogurt pop to me feels like, oh wow, we're having a popsicle for breakfast. Yes, we absolutely are. All of these can also be made for snacks. So if you're looking for something for your kids to grab and go when they come home from school, this is great too. And again, these are great whether you're single, you have a partner, or if you have children. Doesn't matter because we all got to eat, right? Okay, so we're gonna make some yogurt pops. Now, you could easily take these are the ones in the breakaway packaging. You could easily take these and just take the lid off and pop them into the freezer and with a popsicle, and you got a yogurt pop, right? Or you could slice some strawberries, right? Which is what we're gonna do. These are frozen strawberries, but they're easily to slice without taking your finger off. And you just slice a little bit, right? And we're gonna lift the lid up. We're gonna lift the lid, right? We're gonna add a few strawberries inside. Okay, you can use one of your popsicle sticks and stir that around. Oops. My son loves yogurt parfaits, right? Like, who doesn't love a good yogurt parfait? But he loves a yogurt parfait, so these are perfect, right? So you get a little strawberry in there. You can use whatever kind of fruit you like. You see that? And then what's fun is either you can do it like this, stick that in and put it in the freezer, or you could take a little granola and top it off, right? Just top it on the edge. And so it's almost like a little treat at the end of the yogurt pop. You can mix that in if you want, or you can just lay it on the end like I'm doing there. Oops. Put the popsicle stick in, and that's it. You put that in the freezer. And then once it's frozen, you got a popsicle. So this is before they go in the freezer. So these, I actually mixed the granola in and then I topped it off like that. And then these are just strawberries and the yogurt. So we're gonna pop these in the freezer and then they will be ready to go. Okay, so here they are fresh out of the freezer. I like to run a little warm water over them, over just the container part, just to loosen them up a little bit. And so I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna see what we got. Okay, so we've run some water over these, and so now it's just a matter of taking them out of the pack. You see, they just slide right out. Bam. And so this is a parfait on a stick. It is granola, strawberries, and yogurt. And kind of cute too. Okay, so now we're gonna make some English muffin sandwiches. These are so good, like all the time. So I think what's great about these is that you can make them your own with whatever you want to put in your eggs. I personally don't like cheese in my eggs. My daughter does. So you could make these with cheese. You could make them with spinach. You could add sausage crumbles. You could add a little bit of flaxseed in there. You can do a number of things to sort of make the eggs whatever you want them to be. You can do different kinds of cheese. If you want to add in more protein, you could always do cottage cheese. Whatever you want. But you're gonna take 6 eggs, you're gonna mix them. And I do 6 because there are 6 English muffins, so there's no other rhyme or reason to it other than that. So we're gonna whisk our eggs. And the trick to getting fluffy eggs is to get air in them. And so you do want to whisk your eggs until they are frothy. Frothy! This is also a good time to add your seasonings. So let's add a little salt, a couple pinches, and if you like pepper, we are a pepper household, so we like us some pepper, and that's it. And then from there, you're gonna take your sheet pan. These are like, these aren't full sheet pans, but whatever you like and whatever you have. We're gonna spray this with Pam, and then we're gonna add our eggs to that, and then we're gonna bake on 425 for a few minutes. Okay, so you're gonna take your pan, you're gonna spray it with some cooking spray. Spray it really well too, because you don't want eggs sticking to it. And that's pretty much it. So you take that, take your eggs, and you're gonna pour it on there. So make sure it's touching all the edges. And that is for your eggs, okay? Then, taking another pan, you're going to cook your bacon at the same time. Now you could do regular bacon. There is really no rhyme and reason why we do turkey bacon. When my kids were younger, they preferred turkey bacon. Now they do not care. And so take whatever is your protein source. If you don't eat bacon, do a substitute, but just get you a nice little savory protein to add to it. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll do 6. And what we'll do is we'll cut these in half. You know what? I'm gonna make a little extra one so I can have a little nosh. While your bacon and eggs are in the oven, go ahead and toast your English muffins for about 5 minutes on a baking sheet. Go ahead and let your eggs sit for 5 minutes so they can set. And then we'll be ready to assemble. This is what they look like when they come out. You can notice that they start pulling away at the edges, and that's when you know that it's time to yank them on out of there. Okay, so this is the time you have to make a decision, okay? And it's a personal choice. You can either cut these into squares, okay? Or you can take a glass and cut them in the circles, okay? I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So you just take it and you jiggle, doo-dee-doo, and boop, there it is. And that's what's gonna go, not that part. That's what's gonna go in your English muffin. So make a choice. I like a circle. And you're like, what would you do with the rest of them if you don't do the circle? I mean, eat it. Each English muffin is going to really have one piece of bacon, but I like to cut them in half. And so it feels like you're getting more. It feels like you're getting a little bit more, but really it's just one. cut that in half. And now we assemble. And then you're all set to assemble. So hopefully you're smarter than me. I put, yeah, these are all bottoms, these are tops here. So you're gonna take a piece of egg, you're gonna lay it down, you're going to take some bacon, and you got a sandwich. That's it. You got a sandwich. Once you have everything assembled, you're going to wrap it in wax paper. And then what I like to do is I like to take, if I'm going to keep them in the fridge, I like to take it and just put it back in the package that the English muffins came in. If you're going to put them in the freezer, you can do that too, and just put them in a freezer bag. So we're going to start wrapping here, and you know, just wrap it. This is a new roll here, excuse me. All right, so you're just going to tear a piece off. And if when you reheat them, keep them in the wax paper to reheat, because that will help retain some of the moisture. And that's it. It's just put it in a little baggie. So we put it in a little wrap. So we're going to put that back here, and we're going to do that for each sandwich. So that's it. You have 6 sandwiches. They will keep in the fridge for about a little less than a week, about 4 days or so. When you're ready to heat them up, just take them out, leave them in the wax paper, heat them for about 45 seconds. If you're freezing them, they'll keep for about 3 months. And when you take them out, you're gonna leave them still in the wax paper, and you're gonna heat them for about a minute or 2. Just keep an eye on it. Again, if you're gonna put them in the freezer, make sure you put these in a freezer bag so they don't get burnt. Okay, so now we're gonna make some sheet pan pancakes. You can use whatever toppings. You can leave them plain if you want. You can add blueberries, or you can add bananas. You can add chocolate chips, whatever you like. I'm using Kodiak because they tend to have a little bit more protein, but use what you got. And you can tell you've already been using this. So the directions to make the pancakes are on the back of every box, right? But we're gonna add a little razzle dazzle to it. So we're gonna do 3 cups of pancake mix. You're gonna put that into a bowl. 1, 2. You can also use instant pancake mix too. 3. Ooh, hello. You're dusty. All right. But even if you use just regular pancake mix, I always like to doctor it up a little bit with maybe a little vanilla. So just keep that in mind if you're using some regular mix. Okay, to your mix, you're gonna add some buttermilk. I don't have any buttermilk, and so I'm just gonna add a teeny bit of vinegar to my milk, and that'll give me buttermilk. So that's what we're gonna do there. We're gonna stir that up a little bit. You can always do that with lemon juice or vinegar. I always buy that big Costco size of vinegar, so we always have vinegar. And then just a little bit of vanilla, okay? We want these nice and fluffy and tender and decadent, so that was about a tablespoon of butter. We're gonna add just a teeny bit, so like just a tablespoon of sugar. Okay, and then, let's see, and add 1 egg. And then we're gonna start whisking, and we're gonna slowly add in our milk. I love pancakes. I think I've always liked pancakes, and I don't know many kids that don't like pancakes, or adults. But the thing about this is it makes it so that you can reheat them, and you can reheat pancakes really easily. You can either pop them in your air fryer for a couple seconds and they'll heat up really nicely. You can actually put them in the toaster, and so they'll you know, heat up nicely there too. Or you can wrap them in a paper towel. I like to do a wet paper towel and put them in the microwave for a few seconds too, and they'll heat up that way as well. And the same thing is going to happen with these sheet pan cupcakes. You're going to make these, we're making them ahead, and then you're going to pop them in the fridge or freezer, and you're going to pop them out whenever you need them. So you just pop them in the microwave, air fryer, or your toaster, and they'll heat up for you with no issue. I swear to you, because Kodiak is a little different, it takes a little bit for it to come together, but that's okay. It's going to come together, and that's what's important. Okay, so you see that it's starting to come together. We still have some milk to add. When I make pancakes, I tend to, so people either like their pancakes really thick or they like them a little thinner. I like my pancakes a little bit thinner, so not crepe thin, but I don't, I like them a little bit thinner because I think they have a little bit more flavor. I don't know, that's just me. I think it's individual things. These are gonna come out like a thinner sheet cake, if that makes sense. And I like it. Oh, and for reference, this was 2.5 cups. So I like to pour it little by little, because if you get to a certain point, you can always add more, but you can't take it away, is what I like to say. So you can always add more in, but once it's in there, it's in there, and so you can't take it away. So, but again, because I said what I said about liking mine a little bit, I don't know. I think they, when they bake too, because in the oven they're gonna lose moisture. And so I think having a little more milk in there keeps them moist. That's what I like. All right, and so we got a little bit more milk, and we're just gonna add that all in there. And so that was 2.5 cups. The buttermilk also, what it does is it makes your pancakes more tender, if that, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, instead of them being kind of tough and hard. Now, again, remember when you're making pancakes, you don't want to go crazy. So it's mixed together now. And so now we just lay it out. Now, we lost connectivity or something for a minute, but these are the pancakes. They're still, they're not cooked yet, but I put bananas on there and granola, and then also some blueberries. And so you want to make sure you add all the toppings you want before you bake it. And then it cooks for about 15 minutes on 425. So you're gonna let it cool just a little bit. Make sure everything is cooked. But I think we're at the point where we can cut. So you're gonna cut these into squares. So these are the ones that are gonna be plain for my folks in my household who don't like anything with theirs. And by folks, I mean everybody except me for the most part. All right, let me take one out for you so you can see what it looks like. Hang on. Okie dokie. So this is why it was so important for us to spray that pan. And these are your sheet pan pancakes. So these are the banana ones, and I just did a little powdered sugar on top. And you're good. So I'm gonna wrap the rest of these up in wax paper and put them, I think I might put them, well, I'm gonna put them in the fridge And if we get to the point of a couple days where we haven't eaten a bunch, I'm gonna put them in the freezer. But these are gonna be great, 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 great when the school year starts. Oh my gosh, yay. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. I hope that gave you some good ideas for some make ahead breakfasts that are quick and easy and yummy and nutritious. Please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. And if you make any of them, please let me know. Thanks so much for joining me.